Another one, and welcome back. Today we're going to be playing some Orzhov Lifegain. As we all know, the Boros Convoke meta is insane right now, and other aggro decks are everywhere as well. So this deck does a very good job at maintaining and controlling those decks, where we kind of decline them from being able to attack us while being super aggressive in the late game with some vigilance creatures that have flying if we get Voice of the Blessed so high, and then Tomic, I believe is how it's pronounced. But outside of that, we're going to go ahead and just hop straight into the games, get right into the matches, and let's see how they go. We draw a black source. We're good. But I don't think we can. It's such a good curve, but I don't think we can risk it. Yeah, I mean, this curve is just good, pretty much. We just spin that. Wow. I say that, but then yet I can't play this on turn one. So, you know. My bad. Alright, well, our curve's still not bad. Curve's still not bad. What do we do here? Do I just play this case, make a food, then play Amelia after, get a big creature, then try to play Tomer? Maybe? Who knows? I kind of like that plan. Especially because, like, Gumdrop, if I want to play it on turn 3, I can probably remove about any creature they play. Then I'm left with a 3/2 lifelinker that's pretty difficult for them to just swing through. But yeah, a little bit of an oversight on my end of this not actually coming in on turn 1. Oh, the boy's scrapping. What the? Yo. This might be getting gleeful demolition. I think that's why nothing else going on. Writing a book, you know? What is my Boros Convoke player going to do? What if I play land and Meat Hook Massacre them? Where's that timeline at? I kind of want to play this because now if they attack me, they lose life and I draw a card, which might help me connect to this land. Let's go for it. The only thing I was really kind of worried about is I kind of wanted to play the bat just to see if they had the 2-mana case in their hand, so they couldn't shoot this down and then go to combat and attack me and then get a buff pretty much. But if I played any creature regardless, they'd be able to do it because Amelia is not guaranteed to grow and it's only a 2/2. They just have to pay this ward cost. And then Deep Cavern Bat. Well, there's that. No attack. They're respecting it. Okay. Fair enough. Fair enough. If I take out the Lord here, I kind of want to. I do kind of want to look their hand too, because like this is significantly less good. If like one other bat's not going to change anything here, really, especially with me having a 2/4 in the air. So let's go for it. Gain life. We'll target here, of course. Now we're stuck in that same situation where this is just a trade-off, right? Where if they attack out, I block 1, and these 3 are neutral. Well, I guess this wouldn't make it that way, but then only 2 really gets through here. Like the good value that Gumdrop Poisoner can provide you. At some point, I'm going to put Amelia on the battlefield, I think. Which will draw a land, because it wants me to miss putting a counter. Arena plotting against me. Another land. Another Inspector. The other thing is we're going to have to go wide, because Recruiter's going to be coming eventually. This now. Gain life. Untap source. Nuts. This Deep Cavern Bat, gain more life, look the hand. Take the Recruiter out of there for them to just top deck it here. You ready? Second case. Is second case good? Probably not. I mean, Amelia will make it kind of good, but I don't think it's necessarily that great right here. So I'm gonna let it go. I'm gonna attack my Vigilance creature. They have 2 1/1 flyers, which I'd like to start chump blocking. I would be more than happy to accept. They have another draw they can do. Like that's their choice. Their decision they're making. The pumpkin sleeves. I forget about these sleeves until I see them and I'm like, oh, those are cool. And then they got the whole kit. Another Gleeful Demolition going even wider here, but we know they don't have a Recruiter in hand, which is honestly just like the best news. Got nothing there. Here. Then now we're gonna kind of bait something here. Could be a loose play from us. But I wanted to trigger Amelia, and then I want to play an extraction specialist to save it. And we get kind of the bait here. We got 3, so we want this to slide in the middle so we can do 2 and 1. Yep. Exactly how we want it. Give your opponent an opportunity to maybe mess up, and sometimes they'll take it. That just seems good. Now we play extraction specialist, bring back the poisoner, and then we start removing some stuff out of the way. No, Amelia's getting bigger because we like that card on top. Oh wait, Gumdrop can't be brought back with specialist. I baited myself. It's only 2 or less. No! Ah, I was like, man, I'm gonna do such a cool play, and it just turns out I'm stupid. Fine team. The best part is they literally can't even attack me. Like, attacking me is so bad. We'll gain life. This. I don't want you anymore. You go away. Got me messed up. You think I want you back? Gain life up to 4. Doesn't really matter what I take. Eventually, they're going to have to start chump blocking in the air. So I'm just going to continue to take these creatures out. Take a little bit of toughness away. So whenever they block later. Ooh, that bat's good. I like that. Going a little bit wider if they can, but that can't block. I could attack to turn this case on. Is it worth it? Probably. Not giving that back though. I'm at quite a life total, so I'm definitely going to attack here. The thing is, if they do kill my bat or something with a case and they don't opt to go for recruiter or something, we can always use these to bring back the smaller 2-mana creatures from the yard. Now that this case is online, now realistically we'll probably end up just playing the bat here. Only thing we do want to watch out for as well is we actually don't want Amelia to pop off. Last hits Amelia, do your thing, and then we kill our opponent. He's 8. Do I just attack with her finally? I feel like the answer is yes. The amount of blocking that has to go on to remove this 8/8 off the battlefield. Sure. Just a little chump block. Now, see, now that opponent makes sense. There's a thing that I don't know if our opponent knows is if they get down too low, or like you get to 3 here, they'll actually end up losing just to the Tomic, because it drains for 3. So right here, if 2 or more of those creatures are attacking you or a planeswalker you control, opponents lose 3 life. I've actually had an aggro opponent kind of wait and stave off like this and try to hold back as long as they can until they can do like the recruiter all out attack, and then they just died on declare attackers because they went down to 3 because they were trying to save as many creatures. For example, they like let the Amelia hit and they would go to 2, and then they're like, okay, Lord attack you, and then this would trigger drain them for 3 and they lost. Happened a couple of times, but this is what it is. Go first. I mean, I'm definitely not opposed to this hand, especially being on the play. We just need to draw 1 land and our whole hand's playable. Especially in a situation where we play bat. If we rip a land, they kill bat. We then extract specialist to bat back. We see another Oros type land, so we'll go get that information. And it is the big version of the deck. These I don't really care about. I know they get mana, but they already have 3 mana, so it's definitely a tough one. This is the token producing deck. Now it's like, do we take Emperor or do we not take Emperor? Do we take the War Leader's Call? Because they're still going to play one of this next turn. They're going to make that 4 mana. It's going to be tough. Hopefully Quintorius doesn't matter too much. I guess I can outpace this too. I'm going to take the Emperor. I'm going to take their like only removal in hand, I guess. Sure. Again, like I said, we should be able to outpace the War Leader's Call. We do it against Boros. I think we should be able to do it. Well, Boros Convoke. Let me rephrase there. I could attack it for one, remove this off the board, or I can just play this bigger creature here that can, if they play a War Leader's Call next turn, this can chump block all day. The only thing that we're afraid of is a Lightning Helix per se. But getting flyers in the air can sometimes also just be as difficult as anything else. War Leader's Call, sure. That's what I'm saying. Like, we don't care too much. Play this down, play this case, play a Death Toucher. Call it a good time. In that life. The only thing I'm really afraid of, and maybe attacking with this bat's a little loose, is them producing, like, finding another Emperor and exiling my bat. Get another Emperor back, or finding something that kills a tap creature, which happens sometimes. Again, Lightning Helix, also good. I probably won't block with this anymore, just because of the premise that Lightning Helix could be possible here. And with it just being my threat over the top that they can't really deal with potentially, I'm just going to keep blocking it down here. We get land, sure. Also, with Quintorius, this flyer in the air, if they try to discover, it just becomes really difficult. All right, well, let us move to combat. Now we're going to try to force an interaction. There's some pawns from our opponent here. This, because we don't want Voice to get hit with a Helix, but it just might have to. Oh, Virtue of Loyalty, okay. Sure. I know a creature that can keep pace with a Virtue of Loyalty. It's a flying creature. Alright, well, we're down. They might play land. It might just try to play the Lord scenario, but the only problem is Quintorius. Okay. What do we hit here? Discover 4? Welcome. That's actually pretty good. The only problem is they lose Quintorius here. So for a gain 2 and a task, well, like, this is 5 mana deal 2. Save your life total a little bit, because I do have to kind of prioritize hitting that now. Cycle here. Now we're going to work on thinning the horde, if you would. Oh boy, that makes things weird. I just play shielded now? It's like that bodies this card alone? I think so. It's like, okay, now put a creature into play. In life, we got 6 coming face. I'll do, ooh, do bat here, do face here. Grow a little bit more. Let's see it, opponent. You big Sunfall gamer? Populate gamer even? Razor, sure. And we're seeing the strength of flyers. A Lightning Helix coming in to take out Deep Cavern Bat, I would have to imagine. The Pilgrim's fine as well, but they're just dead in the air regardless. Not a whole lot that they can do about it. Shieldred, I draw, gain life. That's just, that was a weird game. I was so ready for it to be the control variation of that deck, and then it was just like the token producing draw card War Leader's Call ping deck. I don't even know what else to call it other than that. So we come out on top. Very cool. Very cool. Opponent goes first. Okay. Got bats and bats that trigger Amelia's. Oh, definitely a cool hand for sure. Help thin out lands. Especially if we bat first and it sticks around, then we play Amelia and hit them. Then we get to trigger these. Oh boy. You ready for a nightmare matchup? Maybe not like necessarily a nightmare matchup per se, but just more or less like a grindy long matchup. I have to assume this is blue-white Hadigen kind of recommissioned style deck. So we're gonna play here. I want to bat really badly. I think that's honestly just still the best play. Yeah, Hadigen, helping hand, sure. We don't have a way to remove Hadigen. I don't have a way to remove my stuff. I don't have a way to stop them though. I take their only draw spell here. Their only discard, I guess, because if it has to be Charterquist. So if they miss a land drop here per se, right? They miss one land. Not necessarily the end of the world, especially if they have Charterquist, because they can draw 2 cards. If they hit a land, they can then discard the Hottie and helping hand it back. So there's just like a lot of ways that goes really poorly for us. They find a land. They kept on top, so it almost has to be a land. Well, we can't pay for Make Disappear regardless. We're going to play a Hottie next turn. What do I do in that case? Let's go to combat first. Play these as attackers. Let's put a Fortress in play. Then I guess, realistically, we just play Amelia. Get that countered, and then next turn we play Amelia plus Deep Cavern Bat. It's definitely getting hit with the Make Disappear. There's no doubt in my mind, but the problem is I don't think I can remove Hottie off the battlefield. Like, really. Well, that would be a good start, I suppose. Not necessarily removing it off the battlefield, but saying, hey, if this is going to be your hand, I'll have you deal with this bigger creature. I want to get Amelia online, but I want to Deep Cavern Bat the other Hottie out, so I only have to deal with one of these things. Now, if they draw a dead card, we're good. But I haven't played against this deck in the past. Drawing a dead card might not be likely. Dead card's land, by the way. Update, there's not the dead card. Now they can discard a Mentor or something. Helping hand it back. Hold up interaction. They have a choice. There goes a land. That was like a slow pick. Wow, they missed. Kind of. Sure. You finally hit one. The only problem for them is they only play like 12 creatures. They put in hand, so counterspell most likely. Can't imagine as much else. 6 damage looking very weird for them because it's like, well, what do you do about it? I'm actually in the same boat. If I just play this the opposite way. So let's put this on the battlefield. Amelia still might get countered here. I'm aware of that, but I'm playing for it. Because if I was a prankster, I don't want it to be the other way around. Alright. Well. Yep. Prankster it is. Get lost. Go in the hand, of course. Can't imagine it being anything else. No. Well, Virtue, you're cool in most cases. You're not cool right now, I can tell you that. Gildred is pretty sweet, and it might make them hesitate on exactly how they want to do this. If they want to trade this off with no helping hand, I don't want to do that. This was smaller than my voice at one point. Now it's not, so I'm upset about it. If you can't tell. Man, oh man. Now they have a decision to make. Especially if the card they drew is dead. You get lost to voice, which they need to, because if not, if I gain enough life here, it will get indestructible. But if they do move it, then my Shieldred's in play, and they are a draw deck, and I do have some stall mechanic in terms of my Deep Cavern Bats. And there's an Amelia kind of sitting in the wind. Helping hand, another Hottie. 3 thus far. Monastery Mentor would actually be kind of worse for us. Looks like they're opting to get lost my Shieldred, which makes sense to me. Oh, we're gonna throw it right on the stack. There it is. 2 life gain, which will trigger my Amelia and my voice. Tap land, brutal. Non-tap land's what we're really fishing for here. Cavern Bats, also kind of good. I like drawing Deep Cavern Bat here. We can't be dumb, by the way. If we attack with his voice, they block, they get lost to Shieldred, and then they helping hand back the Hadijin to get this back. We don't do that. Not what we want. Because I don't know how to talk, I'll say it again. They'll get lost, Shieldred. Another spell will go in the yard. Hadijin will go up to 9, and then the voice will be sitting here. The only other problem is they're going to try to set up enough for lethal in the air, and then maybe kill the voice and then go from there. But they've been all 3. Make disappear they feel not good enough. Also, holding it in hand with a Deep Cavern Bat potentially coming down here is a little whack. Maybe looking for more removal. Down to 32. Maybe looking for Mentor. Well, they found something they liked. A couple of somethings. Maybe a buffer card. Maybe a Charticourse to bend the top card. Being a Mentor. Plan. Get losting my Shieldred or not. Yeah, there's Charticourse, Ben, Hadijin, or Ben, Monastery Mentor, bring it back with the helping hand. Oh no! That wild to me. This is how much? 28? I guess I'll block 1. Now. Okay. Only has 8 counters. If I get 2 more counters on this voice, it's indestructible. But they attacked out. So weird. Yeah? I would have loved for them to tap out there though. But we'll find out. I could have played this case, but again, I'm kind of just waiting. I don't think the case changes anything, really. Helping hand, sleight of hand, consider. I will take your speed. Yeah. Veteran can go in the yard. So here's the only problem. They have to block my voice. That has vigilance, indestructible, and everything. So interesting. Interesting decision to attack out here. Yep. I should have played the case, by the way, but you know me. The old goof himself, if you would. Oh, well, that's a good card. Let's crack here. Let's ensure that you grow so I can actually attack with you and they can't do anything weird. Then let's just grow, I guess, you. The other end. Now we do math. This 9 will connect. 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Okay. This one. We got there. And kind of off the back of this attack, but I get it because if you don't have an answer to, which also I thought we were going to lose this matchup like off the rip. We end up winning thanks to this voice of us. If you don't have an answer to this, I get the attack because you're hoping that I trade it off. But I was just willing to trade a bat and block 15 of the damage. Or 14 or whatever it was. I think it was 14 at the time. Just block it and call it a day. Go first. We don't have this online, but we have this, which a lot of times can just be as good. Sure. Play the case because the case is not like an easy thing to remove. Orzhov. Question marks flying everywhere. The land. Not necessarily the worst, maybe not the best. Through Orzhov. Oh my god, we're in the mirror. Well, good thing I get to go first. Going first in this matchup is basically cheating. We'll play Veteran. Gain life, Emilio trigger. One of the reasons why it's cheating. And then we'll play this. And we'll look at their hand, take their best card. All those cards seem good. The card I have to take, I think, here is Virtue. Because if not, they'll just, like, get my thing done regardless. Amelia. Well, Amelia, continue to grow. Now it's a big 5 already. Now they'll play Amelia or Extraction Specialist, but they should play Amelia probably to get it going. Unless they found a better card on the back end. But here's where things are going to get really tough for them. They hit land. Not good. We're going to play this. Here. Here. We're going to play this. I think it's honestly better to have done it the other way. But, you know, it's fine. Okay. Because I would have gotten 2 life gain triggers, and then I would have played this and got 2 more. So this technically would have got another counter. And just like that, we go against the mirror, but we are on the play. All right, well, we're here. We're in the outro. How do I feel about the deck? This deck can be one of 2 things. This deck can be horrible when you break it out, or it can be absolutely nuts. It depends, like, what time of the day you play this deck. You're either going to pretty much win every game you play, and you're going to crush all your matches, or you're going to lose them all. It is like, there's like no 50-50 ground. I think today I played 6 to 8 matches. I'm not sure if I recorded them all because I was just like, I had some time, I was playing a game, and then what I was going to do got delayed, so I just ended up recording. But I've lost 1 game today and won the other 7, I think. And they didn't feel close. And the one I lost was the mono red, which I feel like if we had a slightly better hand, we win. Or I play it maybe a little bit smarter because I'm goofball. So other than that, this deck, it just always feels solid. The main problem with this deck, and the issue a deck like this has in the meta, this is why like Angels is hard to play, or any other of the creature decks right now, is 1, control is like your worst nightmare. And the reason for that is because of Sunfall, so it turns your case off, like your Uneaten Feast case doesn't work because Sunfall exiles them all. But the other thing is, as well, is you just don't have card draw. You cannot get cards in your hand, or get cards that enter the battlefield and draw you an extra card, or do this, or play a card like Quick Study, because you have to play kind of all these cards to gain life and be super synergistic in this deck list. So it's very hard that way, and that is what sucks about this, I will say. However, I do find this deck really fun. I think it does sit more on the fun side than competitive side, so do be mindful of that. I'm trying to break down the rares and mythics here real quick, but again, this is also a deck that you might already have a lot of, potentially, depending what you played in the past. I mean, I guess not really, because like if you don't play Pioneer, you probably don't have this card because it doesn't get play anywhere. This card isn't a card that nobody really plays either. This is also randomly a rare for some reason, but, you know, it is what it is, you know. This be rare, this be common. So, is what it is. But outside of that, I hope you all enjoyed. I've played this deck quite a bit. I think we saw the premise of the deck throughout the video, and what matchups we're particularly looking for is those, like, creature or burn matchups, even though we did end up losing one, but no matter how catered you build your deck towards one deck, like, you can still end up losing. Doesn't really matter how you play or what you do sometimes. And that's the beauty of Magic. Anybody can beat anybody with any deck almost at all. So, with that said, I'll catch y'all later. I hope you all enjoyed, and goodbye.